Hello everybody, Sayed Option here, going over the market, what happened today. Honestly, nothing special. It was a FOMC day, and the volume from the morning was low. And as you noted, I actually have this cheddar flow, and in the morning look at it like the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, how many options come in, and in the morning there was not that much. It was very low, like below 100,000. In a good day, in the first 30 minutes, at least maybe 200,000, 300,000 comes in. And as you note, the call flow and put flow was under 1 million. So it was kind of a slow, choppy day until FOMC some actions happened. Anyway, going over ES, it was actually really interesting. What happened is the 4 hour yesterday did a reverse on the MACD. First it gave a dead cross, then it reversed back, it gave a golden cross. And a lot of people were expecting it continues, but market is still the bear market. It did not. It gave a yellow. Let me look at SPY. It's better to show there. The 4 hour in the morning, it failed and gave a dark blue bar. So that was the warning that probably is gonna go down or it's gonna be choppy. So definitely not going up because it starts giving the first dark blue bar. But Apple was a strong name in the morning, as you note here. In the morning was actually really interesting. Apple started going up and down. Then here it broke out, and since it was a slow volume day, and it was kind of easy to predict because it's a FOMC
Because it
day.
starts giving the
Let me
first
just turn
dark
off
blue bar.
this volume.
But Apple was the strong name.
And then Apple, what happened is, so it was kind of, if when it's FOMC day, a lot of people, sit aside, see what's gonna happen after FOMC. So it was kind of easy to predict that it's gonna be either slow or choppy or no direction, no solid direction. Because for option you need solid direction to have momentum that premium moves in your favor, whatever you buy. So anyway, as you note here, it went up, then drop, up, drop. So Apple's strongest name was choppy, and then in the morning, the 30 min, the 15 min, it gave a golden cross. So it was hopefully that it was hopeful trade that Apple is gonna go. But as you note here, it jumped and then dropped, and then so that was a warning that be careful whenever you buy. There might be a sudden drop. So anyhow, it made a high of 143 on Apple, and then once it gave RSI went to overbought zone, and the 1 min gave a dead cross. That was end of the morning run for Apple, and then it never went up again, and until the 5 min gave a dead cross, and then fall until the whole day was just choppy here. Apple 5 min at 12:10, it gave a golden cross, which was still up and down until the FOMC. So FOMC, let's just keep it until then. I'm gonna finish this Apple first. Well, FOMC, what happened is, first it dropped, then it rise up, then it fall down, and then it continue going up. And then remember, last few days I keep telling you guys, 38.50 is a key level around that. That's exactly the 20% of the 80%. I mean 20% fall from the all-time high of SPX. So when it gets over that, it can probably jump to 39.50, or maybe this bear market is finished. But every time it gets near there, SPX fails and pulls back because bearish people, they want SPX probably as 3,500 or even 3,000, because that's what happened. Right now, if you look at the IWM, RUT already broke below the. Let me just show you the weekly chart here. Weekly max and then maximum this size. Okay, so if you look at the RUT already it's already at the level of before pandemic. So this is where this is the 2020 in February, and then you can see here that RUT, the small cap, already got to that part, and if it fails these levels, which is highly possible, but a lot of these small techs are already very cheap, but remember, cheap can get cheaper, and so it's not impossible to go back to this level. I mean 1392 and 1117. Anyway, small caps right now is dead, and there is nothing hopeful about it right now that okay it's gonna go up or whatever. Anyhow, going back to today actions. SPY. Just let's look at SPY first. Let me change this to 5 min. Yeah. So 5 min. So what happened is market first jumped and went up and down. Went up, it was about to fall, but then here it starts, and then keep in mind SPY before before the FOMC was already bullish. That was the interesting thing about it actually. If you notice here, the 30 min already gave a yellow bar, so I was expecting maybe we run up. And if you notice, if you look at VIX, VIX was already pointing down. VIX, the 30 min at 12:30 was already, the 30 min MACD was already dead cross. The 1 hour was pointing down, the 4 hours was pointing down. So I was expecting, there was, it was easy to predict that there is possible chance that we're gonna go again to that border of 38.50. Anyhow, if you have any question, post in the chat, I will answer. And 30 so going back to SPY, and then we got a sudden jump at 225. You can see here this candle. This candle was the confirmation, because if you note here, it was up and down. I mean, it was not safe to touch anything right here because it was anytime could fail. But here, when this jump happened, all the names starts jumping. I can show you. You can check every name here at 227 in the 1 min. Every name starts jumping, and that's a confirmation that okay, maybe this jump is gonna run, and this is a valid jump because everything jumped, not only one name. So SPY jumped, and you can note here that until these blue bars continue until here, it was the end of the run here. And then so anyhow, what happened is, this is from yesterday, okay, here. So and also you can note here the 15 min gave a dark blue bar. So but the thing is, the run wasn't strong enough. Yes, it starts jumping, but you see here it starts jumping and pull back, jump here was a little bit choppy, and then again a slow motion was going up. Let me show you Apple. So Apple, you can note here, it jumped, it came down, it jumped, it came down. So that means there is a fight between bearish people and bull and bear player. So that was a sign that maybe it is possible that there could be a fall, which exactly happened, because FOMC last 2 months, every time after FOMC, the next day it was a crazy drop. And if you notice Amazon, and let's look at Amazon. Amazon was crazy at the open too. It was just up and down. You can see how this was another sign that it's gonna be probably a choppy day or a slow day. Just look at this, up, down. Look at these candles. So again, here we got a golden cross at 12 o'clock. All the market starts a little bit jumping, but here was choppy. And then here again, as you notice, 225, Amazon jumped too. But Amazon start becoming weaker than other names at 3 o'clock. You see here, Apple became weak at 3:30, but Amazon was the first one to give an early sign that probably this run is not gonna stay and probably is gonna drop. So Amazon was a good put player here, and you can see here drop 2 points. Nvidia was actually really interesting today. It jumped again. All the morning was choppy until 10 o'clock, but then boom, here starts running. And but it still was not a solid play because it was just choppy. But end of the day, you can notice here it was because everything starts dropping, this one starts dropping, and it dropped earlier than Apple too. And remember, when everything starts dropping and the name is strong, still staying there, that probably gonna join there too. So if you see Amazon is dropping, Nvidia is dropping, so obviously Apple is gonna join it later too, and which it did. Nvidia, the 4 hour is great. I mean, the weekly is still very bearish. I expect this again go down. I have a target of 137. Yes, it jumped from 140 to 150, but I think it's possible to drop again. The cheap stocks, semiconductors, they are very weak. Baba was actually really interesting, very interesting. It dropped in the morning, and then it stayed choppy, and then end of the day, I was a solid run. It was a very very nice run. I don't know why, but it was interesting. Video nothing. Netflix was very interesting. Netflix in the morning was just was a perfect put because the 30 min was downward, the 15 was downward, and the 5 min was downward. So it was actually not choppy in the morning. It was a solid direction downward. You can see here that every time that other names jumped, Netflix didn't jump. So that was a sign that this is a weak name, and it was good to play put. That every jump you would have I mean, remember in options you want to buy something earlier. That it's I don't want to say buy early, but you want to buy like look at here, like when it dropped, you don't want to buy like here when it's oversold. You want to wait until it jumps, and then if everything starts falling, you buy it again, and then you can see here because the 1 min is already bearish. So you don't want to buy here. You wait for entrance like here. I mean, you could have bought it and then boom, sell here. Again, it was just every rise was sell, every rise was sell until the 5 min gave a yellow bar, and then after that was nothing interesting. It was not interesting for put play anymore because the 5 min gave a yellow bar in the TTM squeeze. This is TTM squeeze, and the MACD already golden cross. So anyhow, it was in the range until it breaks. You can see here the 183. You want to end up like this candle up top. When it passed top these candles, it starts jumping a little bit to 184, but end of the day again join all the run a little bit up. But anyway, Netflix, the earning is coming in 2 weeks. I expect was very interesting actually. Netflix, let me show you this. Before I go there, here's the top plays of today, the biggest puts. Look at 62 million, 49 million put on PayPal, Amazon 31, PayPal 30 million. It's just crazy. 30 million Meta. I mean, these are crazy, and most of them it looks like they're locking the gains. Why? Because these are very very high strikes, and the size is less than the open interest. Like this one is 4,000 size, and the open interest is 13,000. So which means some people have 13,000 contract and they sold 4,000 of it, and there's still 9,000 left. So this one, some of them are higher. I don't know why. I mean, but if you look here, like somebody SPX, you can see here the open interest is 6,000, 5,900 got sold. So anyhow, if you look at all these big plays premiums on PayPal, Netflix, Amazon, and then PayPal again, Meta. So these names, it looks like the bear player on these names are giving up before the earning. They expect maybe earning run comes up. So anyhow, that aside, Meta. Meta was interesting today. It was just up and down. End of the day, got some run up. Nothing interesting there. Tesla got a nice, beautiful drop, but again was very choppy. Overall market was very choppy today. So I just played Amazon and Apple. Again, Amazon same, Microsoft same. Like join the others. Google got to the level that I posted yesterday. I posted 2241 and 2290, and then if you notice here in the morning it was just a beautiful drop. If you would have catch it here, it got oversold. You can see I didn't get oversold in 1 minute. No, but anyhow, it got down and then suddenly it bounced. That was a good place to buy because the 1 min got up, and 4 hours still is very bullish. So if market runs up, I expect Google get a little bit crazy. And if you look here, the daily, the bars are getting very smaller. So if this turns blue, I mean, I predict that probably hits 2500 before the split. And the weekly is about to golden cross. That's really interesting, actually. Google, I can talk a lot about it, but yeah, keep an eye on this. This name can run up a lot. And AM, let me look at the puts on Google. Then Google. Yeah, so Google, some put there. Oh, here. Some people got calls for this week expiration. 2400 people got for next week, 2300 this week, 2400 was active today. Anyway, so yeah, that's Google, AMD, nothing interesting, SQ, nothing. Shop, it was interesting at the open, but again, this name, is just hovering around 30. And right now it's just a split, there's nothing interesting there. BA, something very interesting is happening because the weekly in the morning it golden crossed, the weekly MACD golden crossed, but then the pullback made it invalid. So right now it's touching. So but if it gets 1 day or 2 day run, this can become valid, and the daily is still very bullish on the MACD. So it's I mean, once it passed 145, this is possible to run up. I'm sorry. BA actually is becoming really interesting because the airports are getting busy, people start traveling, and the fuel is getting cheaper, so maybe the airlines buy more airplanes. So BA actually is really interesting. Just keep an eye on it. QCOM was I didn't touch that today. MU nothing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. QQ, yeah, I mean QQ was stronger than SPY today. SPY was more red, but QQ, as you notice in the morning, let me just, it was choppy again, but it was a little bit more stronger. Why? Because the hourly, if you notice here, the 15 min was up, and the 30 min was already in the open was give a yellow bar. So that was a sign that techs are stronger than others. USO is very interesting. It's falling below the 75 level, and it's very interesting. Actually, the oil is dropping, but I don't see the gas stations prices dropping. Crazy. But anyhow, oil, it's a really surprise for a lot of people that is falling. There could be unexpected suddenly turnaround, but until the 4 hour doesn't golden cross, I mean, it's just probably going back to 67 or under. TLT, again, crazy drop today, and that's, you need to keep an eye on it. TNX was very red today, but it starts rising up. So this is what the Fed is keeping an eye on TNX. They want to bring it to 2, but it keeps hovering around 3. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Let me see. GME, keep an eye on it because it's gonna do a split 4-1. So that's gonna be interesting. The levels are we watching is 132. It can, if you pass 132, can go 142. Yeah, Apple I covered in the morning at the beginning of the video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It was nothing. It was we'll see tomorrow. SPX. Let me just look at the SPX 1 second. SPX. So SPX is still the 4 hours in the golden cross mode. The daily is up. Once the weekly golden crosses, that's a confirmation, valid confirmation that market is, we're gonna have a bull market again. But until the weekly is down, there is no valid confirmation. It's just gonna be up and down, more puts. If the 4 hour get a dead cross or the daily get a dead cross, then we probably even going back to 3000. But so far 3850, it's the borderline. That's really important to watch that. Once it passes it strong, we can go to 3955, and if we pass that, we go to 4028. The key level is 4070. If you get that, that could start a bull run. And just look at ARK, last one, the dead names. ARK is getting a little bit interesting, but it still is in a range, so nothing exciting happening there. 48.90 is the key level to pass. If it passed that, maybe something interesting happened there. That's it for today. Thank you so much, and hope you have a great trading day tomorrow. Bye.